Hi, we're the Huge Movie Fanatics, and doing another solo review this time for The Hunger Games, which came out about 2 weeks ago now. I saw the movie and I dug it. I dug it a lot. That said, it does have its problems. A lot of the problems stem with the source material itself. I've read the book, and I like the book, but the book had a big problem in that it was kind of derivative. Have you ever...
What's derivative? I'm not an English major.
It's reminiscent of something else, or stolen from something else. Did you ever see the movie Battle Royale?
Nope.
It's a Japanese film, also based on a book, but that movie's about, I think, like 42 middle schoolers who get abducted and put onto this island and are given weapons, and it's a dystopian future and whatnot, and the only way off the island is to kill everybody else. So they all kill each other until there's one left standing. And now we move, 10 years, came out in 2000, this is 2012. We have The Hunger Games, dystopian future where 24 children are put into gladiatorial combat.
Okay.
But I mean,
Gotcha.
there's that, but you can't really hold that against it. Like, are you gonna hold the fact that, like, Avatar is reminiscent of...
Well, I thought of Star Wars right when you
Yeah,
said.
it's Star Wars. I mean, so I don't really hold that against it. That's a flaw with the book, just in that it was, because I'd already seen that movie, it was predictable.
Yeah.
But it was a good book. The movie, I actually think, is one of the few exceptions where the movie's better than the book. I know I'm going to get, like, beaten the crap out of for saying that. I've said that to a few Hunger Games fans, and they almost gave me bloody nose.
The Hunger Games fans.
The fans, I work with a lot of them. But that's a good thing, because it is a good book. It's a great movie. The performances in this movie are just stellar. I absolutely adored Jennifer Lawrence. She was the emotional fulcrum of last year's X-Men First Class. And she acts the same role sort of in this movie.
Kind of derivative of
no, not in that way. She's the emotional center to the movie. Everything is sort of balanced on her emotions and her actions. And she was just so pitch perfect in that role. They could not have found anybody better than her to play that. Lenny Kravitz also is in the movie. He gives a great performance. I didn't know the man could act, but he's quite good. And Woody Harrelson, who's good in everything that man has ever been in, is fantastic in the movie, as is Donald Sutherland and Elizabeth Banks. So, good cast. As I said, the story's good, even though it's derivative. The score by James Newton Howard, really good. It sort of blends the raw violence that the story entails with a rural sort of country sound, which I'm not a huge country fan, but it's so fitting in the movie that after I finished the movie, I immediately bought the score. The biggest problem with the movie is, and we touched on it with the Cabin in the Woods review, which we just did, check it out. The movie is shot handheld.
with long lens.
And it is so shaky. The first 20 minutes,
yeah.
you have to drop Dramamine to finish this movie.
Did you drop Dramamine?
I did. I at least got a warning before I saw it. One of my friends saw it at midnight, and poor Britty got very sick.
So you know other people who...
Yeah, like, she got very sick. She didn't like the movie because of it. I think she liked the movie. She wasn't blown away because of it. The opening 20 minutes set on District 12, which is like the outskirts kind of area, is all handheld, and there's a shot. I shit you not. The guy is eating a bowl of like little soup or something like that. It's on his face, and it goes down, and you can't even tell what he's holding for a second. Like, camera comes down and lingers, and it goes like that, and then it goes back up to his face as he puts it in his mouth.
So you don't even know until he brings it up.
Yeah, and then I'm like, oh, he's eating it. And I mean, I get that. I mentioned Firefly in the previous review. They use the handheld in the exact same way here.
For the same reason?
No, in Firefly,
in the same way.
Yeah, they used it in the same way. Firefly used the handheld whenever they were on the outskirt planets, but whenever it was a Capital Run planet, it was all about sweeping camera angles and dolly shots and stuff, which was great on Firefly. They did the exact same thing here, and it works well. The problem is that the shaky cam is so overwhelming. It wasn't unnoticeable like it was in Firefly, where it was a stylistic technique to show you how on edge these people are. This time it was just so overwhelming that that's all you noticed in the first 20 minutes. They hit the Capitol and everything's about dolly shots and tracking shots. They hit the arena and it's handheld again. And so that's the only problem with this movie, and unfortunately it's a really big problem because there's so much good in the movie that the only bad thing is the way that the movie is shot. And the guy comes from Pleasantville. Gary Ross is the director. He directed Pleasantville, which is such a great movie and such a well-shot movie. There's not a lot of like going like this in Pleasantville or something like that.
I don't understand it. I almost want to say it's almost like something that comes from the studios or something. Because like you say, I mean, if the director didn't imply it in some of his other stuff,
yeah,
and all of a sudden it's here in this movie
that... He also did Seabiscuit, and Seabiscuit wasn't all about that crazy handout.
I don't get it. I don't know. I don't understand why. Maybe it's there to make you guys who get sick and just ha 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 ha.
Yeah, I don't know. That or it's people that saw the Bourne movies and they're like, oh, well, it worked there. And they force that principle on every movie. But that's the only bad thing. But I want to end with a good thing.
That ain't no fun.
The book gave you the story entirely. It was written in first person from Katniss, the main character's perspective. That's impossible to like translate because so much story is told through like through like memories and stuff. They really managed that well in the movie. They managed to present the memories and stuff in ways that don't seem artificial or anything like that. But more than that, the movie offers something the book couldn't, and that's an emotional core, because Katniss is such a cold character. When you read the book, you can't really get invested emotionally because she isn't. So when you're watching the movie, you're seeing other people's actions and emotions and stuff, and that sort of feeds into your own, and you do become emotional before the climax, like because you're seeing the reality of kids killing kids, and for the amusement of the government, and it makes sort of a really interesting commentary. So at the end of the day, I did really like this movie. I'm going to give it 3.5, despite its huge flaw that could really destroy the movie. The handheld shooting.
Someday, maybe we'll have like in our TVs, maybe a button, a stabilization button. Can you imagine?
Yeah, so they do it on cameras. Why don't they do it?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah. Maybe someday they'll throw it on TVs too, in case you forgot to turn the button on your camera.
Yeah.
Then you can turn it on when you're watching, so that then maybe you can watch all these movies perfectly steady.
Yeah, and
would that be great?
That would be. And I just really wish that it wasn't. Shaky cam. I didn't get sick because I had Dramamine beforehand, but I'd like to not get drugged up before I go see a movie. Like, I mean, like...
You seem to give every movie you see Dramamine. At least, 3, like the, what was the other?
Paranormal
Activity.
Yeah,
you took Dramamine, and it's like 3.5, man.
Well, it's a good, the movie is so good, it's much better than Paranormal Activity.
Well, I'm sure.
But,
it has to be.
So I really recommend the movie. The movie is very, very good. I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate mail from Hunger Games fanatics who wanted a perfect 100% representation of the book, which is just impossible. It's never gonna happen. So,
well, send your hate mail.
Yeah.
If you have hate mail, leave it in the comment box. Yeah, and
yeah.
Well, wait. Do you look at the comments, or how do you?
Yeah, I look at the comments.
Yeah, because
I respond to comments. Sometimes.
Yeah, I know. I saw that. Hey, buddy, you want? Okay,
Yeah.
So there you go. That's,
I'll try not to do that.
just in case you're wondering, I have not seen it. I don't really give a rat's ass. Maybe if I can find it for $3.
Yeah, it's definitely worth it if you can see it either rented or like used or something like that.
Yeah, $3
it's definitely worth seeing because it is good.
Yeah, but to me, it just, I don't know, there's no interest for me, so.
That said, the second book in the series, I just finished reading that. It's extraordinary, so much better than the first book. So I'm really excited to see the second one, because the first one, I'd already seen a movie just like it, so I knew what to expect. This one it like was so unexpected. Catching Fire is so unexpected. Can't wait for the second movie. It's coming out November of 2013. So I'm down for that day.
So this sounds like maybe the new.
Yeah,
the new what?
Twilight. Yeah, they had a preview for Twilight right ahead of the Hunger Games, and it was so funny. The theater laughed out loud because they tried to make Bella, the Kristen Stewart, look intimidating because she's a vampire now, and she hopped out between trees, and the theater just like guffawed because it like. You have this little gangly, gawky girl try to look scary and intimidating, and it's just hysterical. So, I think we'll end on that note.
Sounds great. Hunger Games review. Catch you later.